You do still have some auto attack damage coming through, but it has been going towards the tried and true here. He is insanely comfortable on this pick. You absolutely can outscale the Yorick, but I do worry about the early stages. Flandre very comfortable. Potions are gone from On as well.
Keep your eyes on Beishuan in the fog of war. He's skipping those bot side camps and he's looking to make his presence known on the bot side already, but Hope and Kyle, they're showing that respect.
They saw him.
He did. Beishuan comes around the corner with the frozen domain, gets the slow onto Hope, looking for the pillar as well. Barrier coming out from Hope, but it's just extinguished. Hope down first.
And AL absolutely needed to get the grubs after what they gave up on the bot side. You know, Bin is now so far ahead. 26 CS up, 500 gold is the lead. Plus, there is, you know, a little bit of experience that, you know, Flandre has been able to obviously grab, so he's kept pretty close in that. But Bin, 1v1 as the Yorick, you can start poking down this Jax and hasn't had to deal with it whatsoever, and he's nearly at the Triforce, and Beishuan is up here.
Dark Possession down. Flandre needs to walk away because Bin splashing in with the Grandmaster's Might. Subjugate as well. Flandre holding on to his splash till the last moment, doesn't get a chance to use it. BLG, they're definitely in the driver's seat.
I mean, great minds think alike, Medic. I was on the same wavelength with that one as Flandre goes through a bit of a trade and immediately regrets it.
Counter-Strike comes in, there's the TP as well. Kyle trying to come up to join this fight, and Bin begins to retreat. Shanks is going to teleport forward. Bin has no flash. Weaver's Wall will lock him on this side of the tower. Tarzan chasing forward as well. Bin with the counter-strike will get knocked up using that Cyclone. Bin still jumping away, but he's caught out. A Tempest finds him as Flandre secures the kill.
This is really nice now. They can try to rush for first tower here up on that top side. They have the grubs. They're crushing through this tower. They should be able to win, but BLG also a lot of damage on that bot lane tower. They obviously have the Trundle. Not going to be able to get it either way, though, so first tower does go to AL. Yes, they should eventually lose the Dragon down on that bot side, and the tower will be matched. But if you can get this second turret as well, BLG very slow to respond. This one's dead too. AL making a massive play on the top side. That is going to be a huge gold swing.
You'll see the gold swing in their favor, about 300 gold ahead, but about 1,000 across the course of that play. BLG will get their second Dragon, and it was actually AL who decided we don't want to take the fight around second Drake. We can fight around Soul Point.
Realizing that they feel stronger right now, they're going to start off the Herald. AL is in a position to contest. Shanks doesn't have the ultimate, and there's not real any way for them to get good positioning on this fight.
But again, look at bot. Flandre is already working on that tower. Bin's going to have to TP down.
Beishuan boosted up there with the Deadly Flourish. Tempered Fate out as well. Kyle caught, has that Pop Blossom and has a flash. Will use the flash early to try and escape it as the curtains open. The Shape Splitter will block one. And Elk will block the next.
Opposition, along with chipping away at that tower. And it's not necessarily that they heavy committed. Oh,
Shanks needs to be careful. He's going to get chased down here. The pillar out. The flash forward from Knight still has the Emperor's Divide here. Shanks looking for the movement speed, but just doesn't have enough. Feet of Warfare over to
forced to group. No matter what the wave state is, no matter what the item completions are, you would be forced to go there. They're looking for Beishuan.
Kyle going in with the Temper Fate. There's Weaver's Wall as well. The chase onto Beishuan. He's going to start to walk away. Dodges the seismic shove. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Flandre forcing on away. Beishuan trying to trade with Kyle. The redemption will be enough to heal up the bard. He gets the shutdown with it. On caught out as well as AL are going to find 2 off this play.
That is huge, because that should get them the Dragon off the back of that as well. Not the cleanest execution as the Cosmic Binding missed, the Deadly Flourish missed, the Seismic Shove missed, but they chased him down. They get the kill. They kill the support. I want to see them go straight towards this Dragon. They aren't going for it just yet, though. They're just playing towards Otacon. This is definitely riskier, but we can see that BLG is going for the Dragon on the other side, so this should be theirs. It does mean, though, that BLG will move to Soul Point here very early on.
I felt like BLG was doing such a good job of suffocating AL. The fact that Bin was just holding that wave in the bot lane, they were playing around Knight safely on the top side of the map. I love that AL recognized, okay, we got to try and do something to try and break open the map a little bit more. They find a nice pick, and they quickly convert it into the Otacon. BLG now have position on the mid lane. This should be a tower secured. Their second of the game. Nicely done, opens up. A good collapse comes through from AL, but it doesn't quite convert into a kill.
And now BLG can path up towards this top side, gate AL away from any of this jungle, and allow Bin the opportunity to take the third tower of the game, extending his gold lead to about 400. They have eyes, whereas Kyle stepping forward, putting a control ward in. Shanks still looking for the flank. Bin trying to mark anyone that comes around the back of the blue buff. On with a good route. There's the Counter-Strike follow-up. And Kyle has to pop the heal. Temper Fate's going to land onto a couple. But the Drake's still very healthy. Seismic Shove only onto one, but it's on and he's off. As AL begin to turn the fight in their favor. They're still looking for this Dragon. The curtains open. This Jhin wants an encore. Cyclone doesn't hold them in range. A Counter-Strike out by Bin as BLG retreats.
Whoa, that was a very tense fight. Both sides fighting for position. They're going to have to keep doing that because, as we talked about earlier, BLG in the straight up front to back, we still do give them the edge with their composition.
Yeah, and you can see
looking onto Kyle, doesn't have the flash, doesn't have the heal, and he is done for. Elk gets the kill, the curtains open. As Hope tries to avenge his fallen support, will land the shots on their way. Their prying eyes will spy the fact that BLG have started the Baron. Flandre jumped on by Knight, though. The Emperor's Divide will knock him back, but meanwhile, on the top side of the fight, the Cyclone comes out. Beishwan has to flash out of the back of the pit as Elk tries to put some more damage down. Flandre dead, BLG holding them at bay. There's a pillar. On still looking for that flank. Kyle now marking him as BLG will take the 4v4. Kyle on up towards the top side, but there's the Pop Blossom. The mountain secured by Tarzan, and he'll get a kill off the back of it as well. BLG separated. The dive in from Knight, knocked back with the seismic shove. Shanks will fall. Beishwan almost follows. The curtains open. Hope wants an encore. He lands one onto Bin. Beishwan will die up towards the top side. Bin dashes away. Knight trying to open up, but he just doesn't have the damage. Rooted with a deadly flourish and taken out by anyone's legend.
Massive fight there for
garner some back here for BLG on the back foot as AL start up the Baron. BLG playing for the mid lane prio, but AL calling their bluff. There's the Temper Fate onto Beishwan. The Baron's still at 10,000. On goes in, and On finds them all. The Emperor will find his mark as well. The Guardian Angel and Tarzan brings him back, but Knight's already dead. AL looking for a little bit more here as they could jump further forward. Bin trying to dive in. Shanks low, the seismic shove will connect, but Elk's on a killing spree. On trying to trade with Tarzan down towards the bottom side. Beishwan chasing out Hope towards the top. Flandre and Tarzan will find a double. Beishwan will try and get back in the pit. He doesn't have smite right now, but with the Maiden, AL might be able to keep him at bay.
A perfect wombo combo still wasn't enough to beat AL in the fight. Two members will stay alive to start the Baron off. Beishwan is hovering, threatening the steal.
Beishwan almost has flashback.
We'll have the flash. The smite still on cooldown. Tarzan sticking on the Baron right now as Beishwan tries to find a way back into this pit. Doesn't have vision on the Baron. Now does. Loses it again. He's dodging back and forth. 3,000 on the Baron. Beishwan kept at bay by Flandre, but has the flash. He jumps in. Looking for the chop, but it's Tarzan once again who wins the smite fight.
From Bin, Beishwan can't get there. Elk can't get there, and AL wins anyway.
Another Tempered Fate finds its mark. Elk the target though for AL as they chase him down. On with a Pop Blossom, only finds a single root, and that's two more to anyone's legend.
Pick after pick, AL with the Baron are sieging through these towers. They're collecting the standing gold. A root connects on the Knight.
Flashes away from the seismic shot. The Ghouls will chase him from that morning mist. And now BLG are wondering, how do we defend 35 seconds before Elk is back on the Rift? On has 20, seeing Grayscale as well. AL with this Baron push could just end the game.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Grubs, look at the York. They're crushing through these towers so fast.
Knight is here. Emperor's Divide available. The Dark Possessions try and keep him away. Bin trying to trade back in, but he just can't find a way into that backline. The counter-strike used only defensively as the first Nexus tower falls. On his way, he's a minion. He'll get the root down. Tarzan dives in with the Cyclone. Bin trying to get on the backline as well with the counter-strike, but Bin is gone. Flandre sends him to the Shadow Isles. Knight jumps onto the backline. Shanks still surviving alongside
Elk's
Hope.
back.
And Knight is down. Elk is up, but he's the only one for his team right now as he tries to defend his Nexus, and AL won't give him a moment to breathe. Say the last rites for BLG. Flandre puts a shovel in his head and claims game one.
Was conspicuously absent from the ban list, and Sion, I feel like, has been so effective here at MSI at creating space. And now you're trying to go through the Jarvan, the Sion, this Braum as well. I feel like AL are very well set up to absorb the engage that BLG
caused some problems. So I'll be talking about it in game one with the Azir pick for BLG.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so interesting, right? Because, Elk getting a little bit aggressive here.
Knight going down onto Hope. On is running Unsealed Spellbook in this game, as is Kyle. So we'll see those summoner spells switching around through the mid game.
Yeah, I did kind of get the impression that Knight wasn't that confident coming into this matchup, because of that interview that we saw, as this looks like it's going to be a fight.
Goes in with the flash, shadowing strike. There's the barrier out from Hope, and the Unbreakable will keep him alive for now. Beishwan, Concussive Blows locks him up. Doubles now on Hope. On needs to get away, but the Concussive Blows will get another stun, and On has no hope of surviving. Tarzan!
Dominated first stand, crushed all comers. Shanks could be in some trouble.
Beishwan looking for mid here. Shanks Should be able to sidestep everything. Beishuan, the Realm Warp coming out. He's used the Shroud of Darkness already, so he no longer has a spell shield. And Shanks is going to open up, and Knight goes between worlds. There's the fear, and Shanks is down. Now can Beishuan escape? The answer's no, as Tarzan answers with a kill of his own. And those will be the first 3 grubs of the game going over to anyone's legend.
Tarzan again.
That'll be a difficult steal.
Tarzan trying to get in there. There's the Cataclysm. Paranoia used. Tarzan has to flash away and will flag and drag to safety.
Hang on. So, I mean, they get the teleport out from Knight as well. Are they still fishing for a fight?
On's looking for it. He's going to flash forward onto Tarzan. Shadowing strike onto Shanks as well. There's the equalizer, going to chunk out Kyle. Unstoppable onslaught in, though, as Flandre looks to make this fight continue. Realm Warp forward. Beishuan flashes away, but is culled where he stands. He's the bullets from Hope's gun. Shanks flashes in, and Elk is put in prison. 2 more kills to anyone's legend.
Fight breaking out. He's actually going to TP up towards top, and they are going to bring back Shanks.
And Shanks teleporting top. I think Flandre is finishing his recall, but there's the Paranoia in with the equalizer to follow up. The Magnus Storm from On's enough, and Hope is down. On underneath the tower will die as well. Will be a 1-for-1 exchange.
A nice collapse from BLG. Trading with his ultimate is primed and ready to go.
I can teleport into the pit. Instead, he decides mid lane. Paranoia out. Tarzan gets the smite. Where are we going with the Paranoia? Immediately we jump on towards Flandre. The Beer's going to come out as well, but the Unstoppable Onslaught will block that CC. Flandre running for the hills. Bin trying to chase True Shot Barrage out. Equalizer onto Flandre, gets the slow base one. Flashes forward, as does Bin, and they will bell at the Scion towards this blue buff. AL might want more of a fight, though. The Magnus Storm on 3, and in they go between worlds. They're sent. BLG find a massive fight.
Tarzan's not in a position to contest. Shanks is too far away. His TP is unavailable. And so BLG will get themselves another objective as they pick up
the first tier 1 of the game. Bin now surpassing Gala for the 7th most all-time international kills at 503. There's the dive in with the Paranoia, and Shanks has to walk over a flaming carpet. Can't escape. Bin will take the kill. Beishuan can look for a little bit more here. Hope not moving from the mid lane. Tarzan should be...
especially a Rise that has no flash available. Just the moment that ulti is off cooldown. Oh, ulti comes through.
Glacial Fisher onto On. Magnus Storm coming out, but the shield from the Crashdown won't be enough to keep him alive. Teleport in as well by Bin as he tries to burn through Tarzan. The Flame Spitter doing a lot of work, but the Cataclysm combo is just too much. It's carnage for anyone's legend. A bloodbath as Hope claims the Quadra.
Hope reigns eternal for AL. A Quadra kill in the mid lane. Finally finds his moment there as BLG just go that hair too far. Bin TP's in. Kyle tags him with the Winter's Bite, and Hope punishes massively.
And if this is not...
He's isolated in the mid lane, but when the TP comes through, BLG is saying, you know what, we do so much damage.
They were on more even keel.
So you highlighted the bad news for BLG. The good news is there's only one carry that has all the gold. So if they're able to catch Hope, there may still be hope for BLG. It ultimately will come down to Beishuan's target selection, and if the follow-up is there, forced to flash away early.
Cullen coming out as well. Beishuan should just be able to walk away from this one. Meanwhile, on the top side, the Realm Warp coming out from Shanks as they look to chase down Knight. He'll go between worlds, the weirding as well for the slow for the escape. BLG will walk away after taking that.
Goes in, gets that chunks down, and yeah, you traded out the Realm Warp, but Knight's ultimate is much more important.
Knight has teleport. He's going back to base right now, looking for that second completed item. On stepping forward, has the flash, has the Magnet Storm. AL still on the Artican right now as Flandre's on the front line, and Flandre is snuffed out. AL now trying to fight a 4v5. BLG can look for more. The smite comes out, it's secured. AL will walk away with the Artican, but will BLG allow them to escape? Hope the first target as BLG are looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, and that means killing off Hope. The heal will get him to safety, and BLG won't be able to find much more.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, still great there for AL. Yes, they do lose one, but Flandre buys so much time. He just kind of walks forward and creates that space with the zombie form. And as a result, his team does get the Otacon. They're trying to stop the bases, though. This is well done by BLG. They don't want to allow them to reset.
The calling out into the Cataclysm, Magnus Storm out by On, but now Knight's tanking up the towers, and that's not where he wants to be.
They are punished once more. They'll even get a tower off the back
levels down on Kyle on this rel. Knight forced behind here as Tarzan jumps forward. Knight able to go across the veil and escape. On with a flash shadowing strike, but the dash away immediately from Hope as he continues to reign in this game. BLG look for the engage, but they just couldn't find it.
AL have Hope and BLG have none. They're
No equalizer. You have the between worlds from Knight. No paranoia as AL still stick on the Baron. Flandre on the front line taken down. The Baron jumped off by AL as they look for more of a fight. They'll kill off Beishuan, and now with the jungler dead, they'll turn their eyes back to the big purple worm.
Flandre gives up his life, but he keeps the 2 remaining members of BLG away from the pit, and AL get 2 of their own. The Baron is going to be secured. A desperate TP.
It's been trying to look for a flank position here. No equalizer for him. No smite as well. Obviously, he's just a rumble, and now he's spotted. And the rumble in the jungle doesn't survive for long. AL will gun
They
it.
reacted that quickly also meant most of the equalizer just missed. It's answered by the lock and it's answered by the heal from Gael. They didn't really get much done with that, and now it is
a bit of defense for him. It's just going to make it so much harder for BLG. They're looking with the paranoia. Beishuan waiting around the wolf camp, but On is caught down towards the bottom side, and On is suffocated out of the game. BLG thought mid lane was the prio, but AL had other ideas.
AL will continue their siege on the bot lane. They don't have much of a minion wave to play with. The Rumble ultimate and the Ezreal ultimate going to be used to clear out the wave. This will slow AL down, but it will not stop them.
Shanks is a Gatling gun of destruction right now. Being forced away with the overload. There's the Realm Warp to follow up. And Hope will kill his enemy man. It's hunting season, and Elk is on the menu. BLG lose 2 more, as now they have to defend On back up. But AL are pushing in for the win.
And Hope is just destroying them this game. 13-1-3, legendary Lucian performance.
BLG will try and defend. Knight forced away. Kai out there with the Unbreakable and still hitting onto Knight with the Winter's Bite. Decimating smash under the tower. BLG, try as they might, they just can't withstand the storm that's anyone's legend. Now sitting on match points.
Laning phase can be rough. I personally would have preferred the Silas, but I guess into the Sivir, he was a little bit more cautious about the Blitzcrank being hovered, and it's going to be locked in.
Oh my goodness, what a game.
Just like we all predicted, Fiora
Just
versus
like-
Blitzcrank,
Yeah.
you know, in game 3, of course.
And there's the hook.
The hook On has to flash.
Yep, that's why I was
Meanwhile,
worried.
in the mid lane, Shanks is just dead. Beishuan with a great gank. 3 camps into
In the
gank.
1v1.
I love this from Beishuan. It's something we saw from him in game 1 as well. The 3 camps into gank, setting up your laners really well, gets the edge of Ishtal, and then there's really nothing Shanks can do in this situation.
Yeah, and it's just kind of the anti-timing there for Shanks. He had the level of his journey, because I do think it has been truly incredible to see what he has been able to do. As Shanks in trouble.
Knight has the stun proc. Knight, oh, so close with the auto. Shanks disintegrates the Knight.
I'm honestly surprised. Like, I was expecting Knight to just fully ult and commit to that play. Flandre, now the target of a dive.
No impale for Beishuan, but no flash for Flandre. It does have the ignite, will dash across with skip and slash. Needle works on, will take him down, but the bailout will bring him back. Meanwhile, on the bot side, we see a great dive onto Bin. AL answer back with a kill of their own, and On didn't come back.
Secures the grubs on the top side of the map. But AL being proactive on the map, it really did feel like, based on how the laning phase was going, that things were just, oh, hang on a minute, Bin.
Bin jumping in onto Flandre here, puts down the grand challenge, and Beishuan's there to answer it. Flandre, no flash, no hope of surviving. Bin finds his vital and takes his kill.
Time it was matched, but not by the teleport. You know, that give Bin a bit of an advantage, but he is potentially caught out.
Opts the riposte, has the flash, will flash and then bolt his way away, but the hook from Kael finds his man, and now the chase continues. Hope opens up with the boomerang blades, will be gifted the kill as well.
That was looking like an
In
extend.
order to make sure they could make that effective dive onto Bin. He finds himself with a 1-2 scoreline, but still up 400 gold against Flandre.
Does have that gold lead, but in trouble is Knight.
Knight has to try and jump away with the perfect execution and will manage to escape. Has that R2 now, but no real way to use it. Dashes back to the safety of his tower. Beishuan on an Elk here to try and protect. Ishtal's impact coming out. Good ultimate from Kael to stop the channel, but the Impale cannot be stopped. Kael pulled back and taken out by Elk.
Dying so that his mid laner could live.
space created by the aggression from the rest of the team, Sivir just has to hit anything basically and ricochet through. So I feel like AL are set up for success.
On has the hostile takeover and he'll use it immediately. Ishtal's impact onto Tarzan, trying to use the shield to survive, but the cease and desist only going on to Elk won't be enough. Elk claims his third kill of the game as Shanks will be able to secure the Scuttle Crab towards the top side. Beishwan still chasing, flashing forward, and pulls Shanks back to the waiting arms of Knight. Shanks has to flash away, dodges the impale, but Knight's on the chase. A perfect execution might be enough. Knight has to flash the wall. The chase continues. Kyle here once again to defend his mid lane at exhaust. Beishwan, Hope looking to open up. The stun from Shanks on across the wall won't have enough with the loyalty program. And Shanks will smoke Beishwan.
He just needed one more auto attack. And I guess he was worried about the cooldown of Shanks' Q that would have finished him off. Bin now supported by his team.
On the hunt coming out from Hope as they look to turn onto Beishwan. He's caught up. The needle works out from Flandre. And Beishwan just went too deep to flash away from On. A rocket grab about to find him.
Both these teams are ready to skirmish. And this time around, it's AL that get the better of the fight.
Tarzan having to flash the Chain of Corruption, turns it back around onto Elk, has that cease and desist and has his team collapsing, but is the shield enough? Meanwhile, Hope and On fighting down towards the bottom side. Shanks comes in with the Tibbers and will kill off Elk. On able to retreat. Bin trying to get
hit Varus and has the 4 early kills.
Oh, a great repulse by Bin.
The idea there being that the silence comes through. Ooh, Flandre now the one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Flandre gets out of this one. He's already used the skip and slash. There's the impale follow-up. Knight gets his second. And BLG continue to punch back.
BLG do punch back, but again, it's the towers now. So we saw them get that tower top side low. Flandre finished that off. That's first tower. That was Boots. Now they get another tower. Should be the ones ahead in gold, but it's AL with the over 1K gold lead here. And quietly, Sivir getting very strong.
I mean, if BLG could have gotten this extra dragon, at the very least they could have bought a little bit more time. Though is Knight getting some solo time on the top side of the map. He will secure a tower for himself. You can see that with that first item completed, moving away from the rocket belt and going for a little bit more burst damage, that assassination tool that is super valuable in those 1v1s and on the side lane. Flandre trying to defend the tower.
BLG are going to collapse though. Ishtal's impact will get Flandre into the wall. Hope popping the on the hunt to try and get Flandre out. There's a Chain of Corruption follow-up. TP coming in by Bin as they turn all their attention onto Flandre. Bin will take one, put into the bailout, but won't be able to be revived. And now the chase continues for anyone's legend. Beishwan running for the hills. Knight and Elk, can you escape the clutches of Tarzan? Good flash away, cease and desist. Available though for the buys. They continue to chase forward. Hope flashes in, and Tarzan lives. A double for Hope in the end.
BLG committed everything to getting that pick onto Flandre, but it cost them so much.
Beishwan going forward here. Hope once again putting the damage down. Impale was dodged, and the bailout just gives him time to watch him die. Shanks now unstoppable, 5-1 on this Annie.
The spent flash just adding insult to injury there as Beishwan flashed out with that bailout. But the disintegrate
now on anyone's legend.
I will say that if AL do make it through this series, they will.
And you can feel the desperation sinking in a little bit when you're spending flash ult to hopefully get a pick on a Blitzcrank. And he just has the perfect McHale's.
There's a hook onto On. Hope opens up and will take down On. Tarzan jumping forward as well. Ishtal's impact will lock him against the wall, the impale as well. And Tarzan will fall. Flandre coming in, and there's no one protecting the back line. Knight has to dash away, but Shanks now dominating. Elk snipped away by Flandre. Bin trying to do anything he can to survive. He's forced back. Love the positioning here from On. Waiting to see if someone oversteps. TP behind. There's the handshake. Beishwan looking for the chase here onto Kyle. Good static field will stop the channel. Knight trying to get in from the side. Tarzan shadowing Bin, marking him, making sure he can't get in. The Chain of Corruption, and Bin is deleted. On next up here for anyone's legend. They'll find two. It's a bloodbath so far. BLG are cooked as AL clean them up. The flash forward from Shanks will find the stun, and the Knight must bow to Shanks. Elk chased away. Nothing he can do. Shattered and bruised. BLG can only watch as AL clean it up.
Ends in disaster.
Yeah, and Hope had base. That's why he was late to the fight, but he shows up with the third item, the Infinity Edge completed, and you knew as soon as he arrived, it was curtains.
The opportunity to get his revenge as AL take that second dragon.
He has barely stepped a foot wrong as this duo have been absolutely incredible.
Percentage, just incredible. The ult goes in.
Look for the cease and desist, and immediately they jump onto Beishwan. No real escape for him. Meanwhile, Hope has been caught by On. Knight gets him. A Grand in the pocket of Knight. He's found his payday, but can BLG find the fight? Tarzan gets one in response, but Knight answers with another. Shanks is down as Bin will snip him. Blandre trying to fight the 2v1, but Elk still stands! Somehow! For any of that extra healing, Elk can now tank it, and they should be able to get it with those blighted quiver stacks. Knight almost dies. Elk secures it for BLG. Doing the call. Instead, they'll clear out their own jungle. They'll make sure they have the mid lane prio. Baron has fallen off.
QSS, you can see that Kyle is sitting on cleanse right now, so even if he gets hit by the hostile takeover, he can actually cleanse and Mikhail's, but Shanks could be in trouble.
Shanks jumped on by Beishuan, puts the Tibbers down, gets the stun. Knight with the chase. Beishuan, the Impale going wide. Tarzan down to half HP, but the Storm Surge just assassinates the Annie. Shanks down now as AL have to defend as 4.
It's an easy execution as BLG find the lone target in a side lane. The damage from Knight was lethal as the Baron is begun.
IL was looking for that hook. Gets it onto Beishuan. The static field down as well as Beishuan tries to heal up with that shield, but he just can't. Hope begins to open up. Hostile takeover coming out. Vault breaker away by Tarzan. The needle work from Blandre just for the slow.
But the perfect positioning by Kyle there. He hits the hook, he stops the Baron, and an instant Mikhail's there on Flandre as he gets hit by the hostile takeover. Beishuan lost track of the fact that he could have got hit by that angle, and now Kyle's looking.
Kyle flashes forward, doesn't land the hook. The tower falls as the bailout on Bin would bring him back.
Coming in from Bin, they're looking to contest.
It all comes down to this. You have to feel every hope and every wish for BLG to take it into the lower bracket finals. The arrows are landing. Kyle down to half HP. Knight pops a stopwatch, but he's basically got nothing. Still goes in with the perfect execution, manages to get a kill. The Baron over to Tarzan. On's gonna get shot down. It's Bin and Knight, the last two standing. Tarzan with the GA will be resurrected. Shanks on the chase, the needles for the slow. Bin trying to get away with that lunge, but Shanks has the stun primed and ready. The blast cone from Bin, the bolt breaker from Tarzan riposted. The stun lands, but so does the disintegrate as Bin is being chased. Blandre skips and slashes forward, but Knight's gonna try! And Knight is snuffed out. 2K out of it. AL will want a lot more. Blandre is answering the wave on the top half HP. He does have the TP to rejoin the fight. But BLG showing if they're given a second with that Gwen, she can be deleted.
And that was incredible top side of the map, so we'll see if Bin wants to go over to it or if he's too worried about a potential engage here.
He's gonna go, there's the on the hunt, immediately Vault breaker forward, there's a hook back as well, and On is down before he can pop the hostile takeover. AL will turn their eyes towards the Baron and BLG. Are you going to fight this? Beishuan and Knight stepping in. Elk there as well, but it looks like BLG will give up the Ghost, take the Drake, lose the Baron.
Exactly, you know they're not going to fight it because Bin is on that dragon, soloing it down.
Their way towards that top tower. AL with the Baron at their backs. Shanks going to answer mid-wave. This tower is not long for this world. An inhibitor soon to follow.
BLG just going to funnel down mid, try and keep that wave as far away as possible.
Shanks went down, Bin is on the side, but this tower is getting quite low.
3 autos and it's down to half HP. The Chain of Corruption, a whisker away from finding hope. He does, of course, still have that spell shield and the Mikhails. Flandre takes the tier 2 on the bottom side. BLG unable really to defend as Hope using the Bloodthirster shield will just tank up the tower. BLG not pulling the trigger yet. Have lost an inhibitor tower in mid. Flandre with double cannon minions down towards the bottom side. Bin almost assassinated. The hostile takeover coming out as well as Tarzan dashes in. The pull back onto Beishuan, not the target AR would want, but with Tibbers joining the party, anyone's legend see the win in their eyes.
BLG, they have to get back to base. They need to regenerate their health bars. The Nexus towers are all that stand left as the base falls apart. Bin goes in.
Looks for Tarzan, but Tarzan goes in with a cease and desist. There's still a Guardian Angel here for Bin, but the bailout will bring it back first. On ignited and will fall to Blandre. Knight pops the stopwatch, but might just go pop afterwards. Bin dashing up towards the top side. Knight able to escape for now, but Beishuan is sacrificing himself for his mid laner. Elk gonna go to the GA under the tower, and I don't think there's an Angel listening as Elk is mown down. The LPL is conquered. The LCK awaits. Anyone's legend claim the 3-0.
A dominant series here from AL. All you can say, these players, this team, they keep getting better. 3-2 in the upper bracket, 3-1 in the grand